like to call this meeting a special meeting for the City Commission. October 6, 2025, here at the North Golf Course, 4 p.m. I'd like to make roll call, please, Betsy.
Susan Jett, present. Joe Kaiser. Here. David Neal. Here. Tony Stolzman.
Here.
Ron Page.
Okay, at this time, please give us a moment of silence. Okay, I'd like to thank you very much. At this time, we need approval for the agenda. Are there any suggestions to change the agenda?
I make a motion, we remove the bylaw updates this time.
The bylaws. Any other?
I move a second that we move the bylaws to October, our
20th meeting?
Yes, sir. The day that we got 10,000 on tax day.
Do we also have a majority that wants to keep the attempted takeover of the city of Cherokee Village on the agenda?
Yes.
John? We have okay. So the motion is to remove the bylaws and move to the October 20th meeting for the agenda by First Amendment by David Neal, second one by Susan Jett. Do I have a second? Joe seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So amended. At this time, we're going to allow property owner discussion. Please remember that we have 3 minutes with quite a large crowd here. It seems like maybe quite a few people have something to say, different ideas here on the agenda. So please keep it to 3 minutes, and we will stop it at 3. Mr. Neal,
We both have time.
they both got timers going, so they will stop. Are we ready? Do we have somewhere for them to come up? Or? Right here at the microphone is to the right. So this, see if it's working.
Test. You hear?
It's working, that's all. It's not on.
Don't just let me have this
Not
one.
plugged in.
What about
Right by your foot, Tony, by your foot, plug it in the bottom.
It's plugged in.
Right up there, there you go. No, it's not. Now try it.
There it is.
Okay,
Test.
that's all it does.
All right, if you would like to please start lining up, and let's, you sorry? Go ahead.
My name is Mike Conley, Winnebago Circle. I'm also the president of the fitness club. I would like to ask the commissioners that I be able to address the pricing fee when you guys get to the amenities part of the agenda, if that's acceptable. Good?
I have no problem with that.
Thanks.
All right.
My name is Steve Reagan. I live at 41 Pine Circle. Given the crowd, I don't think you're here probably to talk about golf policy, but I'm going to jump into that first now so that get out of the way. But I wrote down my suggestions that I'm going to share with you for everybody. We can start with a brief story. When I moved here, I get ready to move here about 8 years ago, when I was here as a visitor. Can you hear me? No. How about now? No. But now, Okay. Again, my name is Steve Reagan, I live at 41 Final Circle, and I have some suggestions I want to make to the city commissioners relative to golf course policy and pricing. Before I moved here, I came for a visit with a local property owner, and played the golf course is beautiful. I was really impressed, and to this day, I still am. What I recall saying to him one time is we pulled in the parking lot, there's only 2 or 3 cars, and after we had played, I thought, how in the world does this pay for itself? Well, he offered this suggestion, I think you all know what the answer was, and but the bottom line is, whenever he told me that, my first comment was, oh my, that's not good. It's a matter of time before this thing starts to break at the seams. So number one, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the number one thing that's in that budget that we all pay into. So my suggestion is, let's keep this golf course operating the way it should, but this isn't a pricing issue, this is a use issue. So here's what I recommend. Prepare a promotional plan aimed at increasing the number of golf rounds being played. No player pricing changes should be considered until such plan has been implemented and ample time for determining its level of success. What I'm suggesting is find a way to promote this beautiful place and get more people to pay green fees to play. Next is prepare a report to determine if 2 18-hole golf courses are economically feasible for this market. If fewer holes are needed, and a recommended plan should outline how many holes are needed, whether it be 9, 18, 27, where are they, and how such will be handled for property owners so impacted, because it will impact property owners if you reduce the number of holes. Hire a designated individual to manage the day-to-day operations of both golf courses. Responsibilities include staff scheduling, manage golf outings, recruit volunteer course rangers when that becomes necessary, and monitor and manage course conditions with ground staff. The manager today has many things on her schedule, and running the day-to-day operation of the golf course is not something that can be adequately done while you do the other things that she's doing. And then one little pet peeve of mine is a administrative policy change that immediately changed the administrative greens fee park policy for guests golfing with the property owner that has their own park. There's nothing written in the rules on this, but current policy required that guest pay greens fees and a cart, even though they are not riding in that cart that they paid for. There should be a fee out there for golf. Thank you.
Thank you. Scott?
Good afternoon, Kelly Harrison, 3 Tonto Lane. My glasses on so I can read. My input is towards the annual improvement district filing, and under new business on the agenda, the attempted takeover by the city of Cherokee Village. Number one, prior to the letter from the mayor that was hand-delivered to SID by David Kruger at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, did the city commission receive any communication or notification from the mayor or any other representative of the city of Cherokee Village about the non-compliance with AR statute 14-86-2102? My second question is, prior to David Kruger, Police Chief Lane, and other officers arriving at the SID office at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, did any SID commissioner or SID employee have knowledge of the mayor or Kruger's plan? And if yes, who knew about this? When did you know about it? And what, if anything, was your involvement or discussion, conversations, preparations, or actions leading up to the October 1st incident? My third question is, what is the SID doing now to ensure that it becomes compliant with this reporting requirement, and what systems are in place to ensure that this does not happen again? In my opinion, and I can think in many of the citizens' opinions, but I'm going to speak for myself here, the future of Cherokee Village depends on the SID and the city finding a common ground that starts by understanding a shared purpose of protecting and strengthening our community, not tearing it down and tearing it apart. Only then can we, the citizens, feel confident about our city being viable for generations to come.
My name's Robert Smith, I'm 5 Cochise Circle, and as a citizen of Cherokee Village, I'd like to apologize. I think you should have had one already. I think I speak for a lot of people in this room. What happened to you, what happened to those ladies who were trying to get their work done on Friday should have never happened. No one should ever walk into their place of business and be accosted by a group of people who have no business to be there. So I'm sorry, and hopefully this will never happen again. My question to you at this point, have you contacted the state police and asked for an investigation into this matter? I personally don't feel like you're going to get a lot of justice coming out of Sharp County. I think you're going to have to step it up to the next level, and this most certainly is something that the state police would take a look at and see what was done and what was done incorrectly. Those are my own comments.
Is there anybody else? No, there we go.
My name is Randall Curler, I live at 15 Springwater Drive. I've been here for 27 years. Been through most of the things that have been going on in this village. When I moved here, it was strictly SID, no Cherokee Village at all. And then I think in, I don't know, was it 2004? They had both decided to create a village. And then they divided up some of the resources. SID gave up the fire department, the police department, the village. That's appropriate. All the recreational facilities in this village, including 24 parks, 2 golf courses, tennis courts, swimming pools, the 2 towns, the 2 Cherokee Village centers, Omaha and Thunderbird, along with SID. I thought all this stuff was sorted out in a lawsuit going on for years, and they came up with this solution that we're living under right now. And I'd like to speak on behalf of the SID and commend Betsy on the work that she's done since she's been in charge of this place. I think it's on a much more financial sound footing than it was when she took it over. Many improvements have been made around here. You've seen the roofs on the buildings. You see the state parking lot. You see a lot of different things that have been going on. So I think it's been in good hands all this time. And I don't think there should be a change. I don't think it's even legal. Because SID was set up by the state government, and it has nothing to do with the city. They worked out some things between SID and the city in the past, and SID does not run, or the city does not run SID, period.
Hi, I'm Angie Smith. I live at 81 Wyandotte. I'm a little concerned about the finances and the lakes. I have been looking into many different things, and I've been going back and forth with Betsy via email. One of the questions I had was this golf-only money. Where is it on the financials, and where was it generated from? Another question I had, because it's been brought up, and I wanted to basically put rumors to rest in my own head, about SID assessments and the development company. So I asked about a specific parcel that is not paying SID assessments. And I was told today that once the property is sold, then the assessments will begin. The developer of records of this agreement filed with the county, to my knowledge, stating that as long as the developer holds the property, then no assessments. This property in particular was not part of the deeds that were passed on from Cooper to Daggett to ALC. I have the deeds. This property went from an individual to Rhodes, then to ALC. For 4 years, there have been no assessments paid. And there are many more properties like this. What I would like to see is that there's a plat somewhere with reserved properties. Those reserved properties legitimately are not to pay SID assessments. But just because a development corporation slaps their name on it doesn't mean it becomes a reserved property. The reserved properties were originally put and filed with the county. Developers cannot slap their name on it in the hopes of avoiding assessments. That is something that I would like to see the general manager and the board look into. And it may take a legal opinion. However, there is a map that ALC and King Roads put out years ago showing the reserved properties. Has anybody looked at this map? That's all I'm asking. We need the funds. We want to keep our community whole. And we can't have people not paying their assessments.
Are there others in this one? Who uses it down there? I don't think that one's working.
Thank you. So help my wife, just speaking 81 Wyandotte. We live on Thunderbird Lake, so yes, we're a little bit concerned about the lake situation. This financial sheet that we got 2 weeks ago, can anyone on the board tell me where the $150,000 is that was mentioned about tractor?
What was this question?
Where is the $150,000 to buy the tractor?
To buy the tractor.
Yes.
I'm writing down your question, sir, I'm sorry.
I'm asking the board, because they got a photo. You don't know what's happening?
Well, when we get to the pricing, we'll explain
Okay.
where the money was coming from. We have to ask about the money.
So we got a letter from the state telling us we need to get some inspections done on several lakes by March the 1st. How long is it taking to get the inspection on Sequoia? How long did it take to get the inspection done on Sequoia that we reported about 2 weeks ago?
I think that, sorry, I'm not.
It was probably 6 months, give or take. So we got about 6 months between now and March the 1st to have Thunderbird inspection completed on those 2 other lakes. Then by June the 1st, we have done a plan. Have we started on this yet?
Okay.
If we haven't, we probably don't need to buy a tractor and spend the money on the inspections of lakes. I mean, quite frankly, we gotta put our money where we need to put it, right? this year, man.
But we'll address these, especially when we get to the pricing about the tractor and stuff like that.
Do we get a chance to respond just in case?
Do we get put on there?
Do you have something in writing you can share with us and I can respond to it that way?
Yeah.
See
and-
Should we respond to what? This is a letter from the state that we got from you.
Oh, okay.
Last
I'm
year
sure you got a
we
copy of
figured
it.
out something, I was just asking.
No, I don't have anything special. This came from your office.
Okay.
This is a letter from the state saying, hey, look, you got these inspections done.
Your
If
first
you don't get
name?
them done,
Your first
bad
name?
things gonna happen.
Your first name?
Homer, H-O-M-E-R, Smith, 81 Wyandotte.
Okay, thank you. Please consider, anybody else?
Scott Winters, 55 Monongahela. My first question is about the agenda. I noticed that there wasn't a public comment scheduled on the agenda for after the new business. Is that just an oversight, or will we be allowed to have our 3-minute? And that precludes whether I make a comment about the new business. So I don't want to jump ahead, but I'll go ahead and say my piece. As a former law enforcement agent in another state, there's only 2 times an officer responds to someone's house or whatever. It's either they got called, or in this case, Sid called and requested the police to show up, or they had a court order. So, I believe a gentleman, whoever made a comment about contacting the state police. My fellow brothers, I don't want to rat on them, but if they were judicially violated in the sense that the mayor exercises authority into commandeering the police, then I think something should be done with the attorneys and the proper notification. I don't know if this falls under harassment or by the mayor or whoever. I'm not trying to be a judge here, but I think it'd be important for us to make sure that when things are not being done civilly, that they're addressed properly. And to whatever extent that is, again, I'm not trying to promote one way or the other. I just think that it's important to protect the Sid employees and Sid property, whether that's a restraining order or getting the police officers to be a witness to verify what was going on. It'd be very helpful, I think, for us who are paying for the police and the mayor. Thank you for your time.
Hey, my name's Taylor, I live at 111 West Lakeshore Drive.
What's your last name?
I'm sorry,
Last name?
Taylor Pillow.
Okay.
I live on 111 West Lakeshore Drive, I live on Sequoia. I know the dam's gonna be a problem, I was wondering if y'all have looked at maybe some of the grants. Have y'all have, okay. I didn't know if y'all maybe seen the Arkansas High Hazard Potential Dam Grant Program. It either completely pays or gives you a low interest loan and possibly matches what you put in. On top of all that, if you have a dam that has a problem that can cause significant damage to property or loss of property. I have a couple people in my family that write grants for a living. One works at Arkansas Children's Hospital. If y'all need any help to possibly, if I can do anything like that, you can send me an email and you can have my email. I know it's going to be expensive. And then I would like to know if we've gotten multiple bids on that dam, and if there's a ballpark range. The 1 to 20 things, that's right. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about things. But, okay, well, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for your time.
There we go.
Teresa Spears, 54A Cherokee Road. And I don't think you answered the other gentleman's question about whether we can address this after your new business. I think there's some of us that would like to address it. And are there attorneys here today to discuss the former settlement agreement, and any kind of attorneys here to discuss the legalities of what's happening? I think a lot of people would be interested in that as well.
As far as the comments after the new business, this was originally scheduled just to be a working meeting. So we have accommodated a little bit here. You can comment at the beginning, but we're not having comments at the end because it is a working meeting for us.
Well, I know, but I think this just kind of happened out of the blue, and a lot of the homeowners are very concerned about what's going on. So whether it's a working meeting or not, we would like to be able to have input. It affects our property values, it affects the community as a whole, it affects whether we'll have any businesses survive. There's a big if to a lot of this, and so I think we should be able to have input after we hear what you have to say.
Okay, so I make a motion, we amend the agenda to have property owners' comments after new business.
I got a motion by David Neal to add for discussion at the end of the meeting.
I'm seconded.
Susan Jett has seconded. All in favor? All opposed, no. We will have that too, the property owners discussion afterwards. Is there anybody else that would like to comment now? Yes, no? No? Okay, we'll move along then. First thing up, you Kubota tractor buy-in here.
All right, unfortunately, Mr. Klein is not here again tonight, but he has sent a letter to explain to us who he's talking to and what he's done. If you're all right, I'll just read his letter.
Okay.
Forwarding the additional quote for the Kubota tractor, providing the quote amount at the last meeting worked in our favor. With that knowledge available, this one came in a little lower. So you'll see the copy of the new bid that is there. What is it, 43,146. So it's a couple of thousand lower. He says, I did receive a quote from the dealer in Batesville, but they were not able to provide a trade-in in value on the old tractor, and it appears from their base price, it would not have been lower than the quote from Cersei. I also requested a quote from the dealer in Mountain Home, but they did not get it to me. The dealer in Cersei, Hennard Foothills Equipment, has a very good price, and I know they have a good service reputation. However, we can get service from any dealer after the purchase. He says the tractor is a necessary piece of equipment and will be capable of performing a number of important tasks on both golf courses over the years. In the upcoming weeks, we need a tractor to repair at least 7 different leaks in the irrigation system on the north course. These leaks are difficult to access and repair without the backhoe attachment. The leaks are placing excessive wear on the expensive pumps, using electricity unnecessarily and putting undue stress on the piping and pipe fittings in the system, as well as risking future leaks. We will also be using the tractor to repair several sand bunkers in the near future, as well as do tree trimming and cleaning, and huge mess around the shop and many other functions. In particular, tractor is a right tool for the job and the only one I will be requesting to purchase. He goes on to talk about some different equipment that he's looked at, but those are what he's come back on concerning this tractor. As far as the funds go, and I know that was a question that was asked earlier at the capital funds, golf capital funds is something that was mentioned at a previous meeting. If any of y'all have ever noticed in your pricing or rules and regulations, it tells you that a portion of your membership goes to the capital golf fund. So if you buy a membership for $800, $200 of every membership goes specifically into that fund, and it is a capital fund for the golf course. Every round of golf that is played not by members only, but by guests as well, $4 of every round of golf goes into that capital fund. So those funds are available for us to use on things at the golf course only. In addition to that, through the last 3 years, we've had a golf tournament to raise money for the golf course, and we have a restricted golf account that has about $39,000 in it. So in an emergency situation like this, when we don't have the insurance money coming in for the loss that we've experienced at the golf course, it would make sense that if we needed something, we would be able to pull from that fund. And so those are two separate funds that we're talking about. In your income and expense report, you see 3 income expenses. One's for the warrant account, one's for the capital account, and one is for the retail account. Retail at the golf courses is separate, and the golf shops, and all of the snacks and those things that are sold. So those are all separate accounts that we have, that we would pull funds from. In our capital account to date, I do use this account to pay for our golf cart leases. That was something that was approved, and so that money comes out. As of August 31st, or actually this says, yeah, August 31st, there was $117,000 in that account. So between that and the $39,000 in the restricted account is what I would suggest to the commissioners that we would pull those funds from. We wouldn't pull those from our warrant account. Our warrant account is what we use for everything else, general income. All of our income and expenses come out of that account. So hopefully that answers a little bit of your questions.
Okay. I will say, this latest one was due to the fact that a property owner lives on Lake Thunderbird who deals with this, says it's the same thing, that this is the right tool for the right job. He also was the one that was able to get with Jeff and direct him to these people to get a little more, better price. So, yeah, his name is Blake Cuthbert. He's a neighbor of ours who suggested this, to look into this. He used to sell Kubotas, and he told me that is the best built tractor of its kind. Just say what he said, because I'm not a tractor guy at all. And that this will do everything that we want it to do. So, anybody else have any discussion on this?
Yes, I would like Jeff to I'd like to see his bids on this tractor. Plus, I'd like to see him get bids from our local people, like Cox, where they have the Massey's and the Bad Boys. And then Greenway, where they got John Deere. Need John Deere, can't stop the deer.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to have an estimate on a comparable John Deere.
Yes, sir.
I believe that's something that we had asked about 2 weeks ago too,
Yeah.
get bids on, at least 3 bids on different.
So Betsy had a list of people who had submitted
So
a letter from Jeff.
had the baseball company, the Mountain Open company didn't reply, and then he spoke with the property owner on Thunderbird that was able to get him. I mean, Kabuto is the brand that he's looking for. He says it's going to outlive every one of us and probably him. The service is exactly what we need, and that's what he came back with. We can send him out again.
Let me, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
If I'm understanding this right, we had, there were people.
Turn on.
Blinking greens.
Ready to go.
There we go. Much to the chagrin of everyone here, I'm going to talk. Let me say that we did, I think, present that to get us 3 estimates. I was the one that brought that up. If you contact them and they give you estimates, then you're just stuck with what you got. So we've got a couple of estimates. I have got a first cousin relative that is the golf pro and in charge of the maintenance and so forth at the Piggott Country Club, Piggott, Arkansas. And he is very familiar with this particular tractor. I have no idea about it. He said, if you're going to run a golf course, that's the tractor you need. And obviously, it will probably outlive every single one of us at this table, and probably a few in the room. So let's consider this, because I feel like it's imperative that we have something that works. I'm hearing about this from the maintenance guys, that what they've got now is not really usable because it's broken down and not doing the job. So that's just up to you guys. That's my 2 cents.
Susan, anything?
No, I was just going to make a motion to provide the tractor.
All right. Do we have it? Do we have a motion?
So, this is Susan Jett, a motion to buy the Kubota tractor as listed on this last piece of paper, and thank you both for your excellent work getting this information.
Motion by Susan Jett to purchase the Kubota tractor that has been on this sheet of paper. Is there a second?
I would second that. Let me second that based on the opinion that we have not received 3 estimates, we received 2, even though there was multiple people petitioning to present them. So based on the 2 estimates that we have, I would choose the cheaper of the 2, which is this company in Cersei.
Okay. Motion by Susan to purchase the equipment from the Cersei dealership, seconded by Joe. We have any discussion? Nay? Anything? Call to vote. Roll call.
Susan Jett says yes. David Eagle,
Yes?
Tony Stallson,
Yes.
Joe Cosner.
Yes.
Can you also determine which funds you want to pay for that from?
The way you explained it to us.
Yes.
Do we want, we do not want to empty out the restricted though, do we?
No.
So, what is the easiest thing to do?
That was good too. I mean,
Well, let's say if you took
What do we
20
need-
from the
what-
restricted, that would leave 19 there and use the balance from the capital account.
Or can we go 50/50 with that?
That would work.
50/50?
I do about half.
So it would be,
Yeah.
that'd be about half, okay, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Also knowing that when we talk about pricing, that I'm asking that we increase that capital portion as well from our office. All right. So did you
All right,
vote on that for the
Motion is passed to buy the Kubota tractor from the Cersei dealership. You can clap if you want.
Point of order, is this a working meeting or is this a regular meeting?
This is a special meeting.
If you put it out without direction of what you're going to do, this should actually be turned over to the regular meeting and not done at this meeting. You said at the beginning it was a working meeting,
No,
which means,
no, no, no,
which
hold on.
means you cannot pass or do anything like that unless you go to your regular.
Okay, he did not say it was a working meeting, he said we intended at first for it to be, but we turned it into a special meeting.
And a
We had
special
to- we
meeting
had to
can only
listen-
have one topic, and you can, your special meeting can only have one topic, and you can only work on that topic.
Well,
So that's why I'm asking, just so that this doesn't get screwy anymore. Because what I'm saying is,
You're saying-
if this is not a working meeting, then you cannot spend money at this meeting. You should do it at your regular meeting. We already know
a
what's going to
working
happen.
meeting, you can't spend money,
No, because
but a
it's a
special
work.
meeting, you can't spend money.
But you can at a special meeting,
Which is what we're doing.
as long as it has one subject, and that's the only subject you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going off to the...
So I can adjourn this meeting and start another special
Well, then
meeting?
we have to give 2 hours notice to the,
Okay.
to the newspaper. I'm just trying to keep you guys out of, you know, so do with it as you will.
Okay.
I would make a motion to move this to our meeting in October.
I second that motion. Discussion.
We're moving the purchase of the tractor backhoe to October's meeting.
First thing is before
or anything else that can cost them.
Well, does that bring up to that point, does that bring into the last part of the new business, or?
No, I don't, Tony, can we put that on the agenda first before we do nominations or anything, so that you can call and order it?
Yes. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
The only
We can
reason
do
I'm
the
saying
agenda
this
item
is you're
later.
spending funds.
Okay.
So the only way that you, as
Wait a minute.
as an
Hold on a second.
alderman, that's what we do.
Okay, hold on a second then.
We're trying to figure it
Hold
out.
on, hold on.
1 second.
Give me a second. This is the only one where we're looking at spending any funds.
Then
The other things that we're doing, we're not spending funds.
it could be considered a working meeting. You see what I'm saying? So this is the only one you're gonna have a problem with, is
This
spending
is a
funds.
special meeting.
But did you call it specifically on buying a tractor?
Yes, let's go to the purchase of the boat tractor.
And then nothing else, that's the only subject.
Now, there are the other subjects, but we're not spending any funds on it.
It's a gray area.
It is.
I just want to bring it to your attention.
Okay, then we just go ahead with this, what we've done, because this is the only one we're spending money on. Correct? That's all that's it. Okay, so we're going to spend the money, do it on this one in here, and the rest of it is not, we're not spending money on the rest of this meeting. Yeah, all right, let's move on. So the 2026 amenity pricing, there are suggestions here proposed to increase some pricing from our general manager. First one, range balls increase to large buckets to $8 and the small buckets to $5. Where do we want to start at the, do we want to start at the health club first? That's on the top one.
Yeah, and I've got a handout for the health club that everyone can put up that was interested.
Is there,
For the handout. So I tried to put together some numbers. Initially, I tried to send an email to Mr. Conley and hoping that we could maybe come together and have a presentation of something together, and I didn't get a response. So what I put together today was from our August 31st income and expense report for the Omaha Health and Fitness Club, or actually just for the Omaha Center. Health and Fitness Club leases a portion of that building, and our office is also located in that building. I would estimate we're about 25% of our office is part of the Omaha Health and Fitness Center, or the Omaha Center. You'll see at the top where it shows our year-to-date, what our income has been, and what the agreement has been with the fitness club since 2004, that was the furthest back that I could find a lease or agreement, was that they would have a $100 a year membership, and that they would split 50-50 what that membership was. So if we sell a $100 membership, they get $50, we get $50. And that's how it's been since 2004. I have to say that under Mr. Conley's leadership, I feel like he's done a great job, and we have 192 members as of today at the Health and Fitness Club, and that's the largest it's been in the 4 years that I've been there. We're open 7 days a week now. We offer the fitness club 7 days a week. Sid provides an attendant at the front desk to help collect the daily fees, which have more than doubled since we put someone at the front desk. And Sid has covered all of the costs, utilities, paper products, bathroom stuff, anything for the common areas, and we've covered that cost. Insurance is also on there. If you look at the expenses year to date, we've had $111,000 in expenses, and we have collected $14,000 in income. I asked for a $20 increase, so we would go from $100 to $120 on the annual membership. And a couple of years ago, they started offering prorates, which means you can prorate any time throughout the year. And instead of that being prorated at $10, I suggested that we prorate it at $15. My other suggestion was that we do a 70-30 split. That would mean $84 of that $120 would go to SID, and the balance, the remainder, would go to the fitness club. One of the other things that's been mentioned, and I know that it's been mentioned in the fitness club 5 minutes from the meeting, is there's damage that sometimes occurs. We've got the grills that we put in, the heating and air conditioning in the auditorium that gets hit by the pickleballers. The accordion doors no longer close and snap because they've been broken. And a lot of that has to do with age. But that facility wasn't built for pickleball. It wasn't built for the indoor use that we're using it for. And I feel like that we could make some pretty reasonable accommodations and be able to continue to work in the same way that we worked. It just can't be at the expense of the property owners. The health and fitness club is separate from us. It is not part of SID. They lease the building from us, and they need to be responsible for more of the cost that it takes to keep it running.
Okay. Mr. Conley, would you like to step up, please, and address this?
No.
No, we just need to clear.
Obviously, we don't concur with a 70-30 proposal. When I did this number from 136 members back in March, if we did a 70-30 proposal, the SID would collect $11,424 from the annual. We would collect $4,800. So that's a pretty big disparity. Additionally, we, as a fitness club, we order the equipment, we maintain the equipment, we clean the facility quarterly, but we don't own the equipment. The SID owns the equipment, so we have nothing to do with it. We buy it, we fix it, we clean it. So why should we take less of a cut and the SID collect more? Another issue that we have is we'd like to know, what do other entities pay to use facilities? Namely, the card players that are in the Omaha Center a couple times a week, and dancers at the Thunderbird Center. Right now, I don't see any line item for them paying anything. Why should we shoulder the responsibility for paying for those members? If you play, you pay. I don't believe there's one amenity in Cherokee Village in the SID that is free. So if anybody's using a facility, they should pay. The accordion doors are probably 40 years old. Can't blame that on us. If a pickleball whacks into one of the grates, we can take care of that. But on a 70-30 split, then we would start charging you to maintain equipment. It just makes 0 sense. We want to keep the price as low as possible for people to come in there and actually use a fitness center. With the aged population in Cherokee Village, it's a great amenity for older people. Not busy, good equipment. We would like to propose that we keep the 50-50 split. You want to raise it $120? Go ahead. But you need to start charging people more. We don't collect one dime of the daily fees. That's 100% that goes to the SID. So that's our position, that we would like to keep the 50-50. We'll continue doing everything that we do. If you vote a 70-30, then we would probably go back to our members and say, dissolve it and let you take care of everything. Because we don't need to be there to do any of it. And if it's maintained like some of the other things that are maintained around here, that club will fall apart. That's my position. Our position.
Can I ask a few questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Want to stand back up?
I guess she was asking you the question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So other than the split with us, do y'all have any other cost on the building at all?
No.
Okay. And then the 2 clubs that you asked about on Tuesdays, when the card clubs come in, They are part of the sanctioned clubs. That was a list that was in place long before the Omaha Health and Fitness Center was together.
They've been around before 2004.
Yes, sir, they have.
But there shouldn't be a sanctioned club. I mean, again, if you pay, you play, you pay.
The other issue with the accordion doors, you know, if we didn't have to try to accommodate air conditioning in the winter and the auditorium for the pickleballers, because we have to have heat in the rest of the building in the common areas for the rest of us. So that's a huge draw on the utilities, and we're just basically trying to accommodate the pickleballers. Again, I say the doors are old, the building is old. But for us to be able to work together and continue to build the fitness club, the property owners can't be responsible for taking on that additional expense. If you're bringing in $4,000, then maybe we don't buy as much equipment and we do some of the things that need to be done in the building to accommodate those accordion doors and being able to have air conditioning and heat running all the time. Those are the things that I'm looking at. $14,000 includes the daily receipts. So we received $7,345 in memberships, $4,809 in the daily receipts. Those are people who don't have a membership that either pay $3 if they're a property owner or $5 each visit if they're a guest. So that money that we're collected is part of that $14,000. That doesn't even cover the $24,000 in utilities only. Only utilities. We're not even meeting in that place.
But if you look at the usage and you actually have your employees count, that facility is not being utilized all day long. And then how much money did you save from moving from the King Roads building back to the Omaha Center? You're paying $18,000 a month, I think, in rent or whatever. So you
$18,000 a year?
or whatever the cost. But that facility is not being utilized from open to close with us. Do the numbers.
Well, and I think if you were there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you'd see the people who are waiting on us to open it up.
Sure.
And you can attest to the employees.
But by 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, when I'm in there, 11 o'clock, it's empty. It's empty. There's nobody in there.
I have no control over the facility. I can only offer it to be open. And that's what we've done. And I thought we worked together on building that up, having the 7 days a week, making it a facility that people could use all the time.
Again, you may have to look, then you may have to actually look at your usage hours. I mean, but we shouldn't shoulder fixing a building and these so-called sanctioned people. Why should they sanction? They should pay like everybody else. They use water, they use electricity, they use your city employees, they use your insurance. They're doing the exact same thing that we're doing and are paying nothing. And that's wrong.
And any lease has damages and repairs in there. That would be something that you would be responsible in any lease. When someone busted through the side door, you paid for it.
We paid for it, you're right. We did, and we can fix it
But the damage
great.
that's continued to happen and brought to your attention, I've got the email. I've got from the minutes of the meeting.
You're right. We said
We're not responsible.
we were
for
not,
the
no,
damage.
we said we were not paying for brand new accordion doors, but we can fix the one great. We've already talked about that. But as far as us 40-year-old doors, not our responsibility.
Okay, we're just going back and forth now, this is over right here. Question, do all the pickleball players that are there now, are they all members?
No.
Or are they just some daily use people?
No, yeah,
Okay, so when we're talking about the pickleball players, if some of those guys are daily use and they're not members of the club, it doesn't seem like I can hold the club accountable for that right there. I mean, to be honest. I don't understand this prorating. What does this mean? It was at $10, mean it goes up
Well,
different months or it comes down?
yeah, the way we used to prorate, again, we wanted to keep our costs, keep the member cost cheap. So if you were to get your membership in January, it would be $100.
Right.
If you won February, we would charge prorate $10 a month through the end of the year. They didn't do month to month, so if you got it in January, you're gonna pay February, $110. And then it went down from there, because if you wanted to come in the summer and join, then we would say, if you joined in June, we're only gonna charge you $10 from June to December. You know, so it would be $10, $60. We were at, yeah, that's what we
So
were.
right now, it is 100, if you join in January, it is 100 and,
It's $10 prorated 1 February through the end.
so
of
it's
the month.
120, it's $110 in February?
And
And
then
it goes down $10.
190, 80, 70, got it.
Okay, I got it. So if you join in March, it's 100.
Yes.
Still get you.
Yes.
All right, so now what she's proposing, if you go to 120 and they prorate it for $15, it would go to 165 in February and then $15 all the way down.
Correct.
So that's what the proposal, okay, I understand that now. So, and the other is so there's the issue of the membership fee going up with also the prorate going up. That's 2 issues, and the split, that's 3 issues. We have to address. Is there any discussion on it? Do we want to do this one issue at a time? I think we should. Let's first talk about the membership fees. Increase to 100, from $100 to $120. Is this something that we'd like to see happen? Any discussion?
That's $10 a month. It's not bad.
Susan?
I don't have an opinion. I'm sorry.
You don't have an opinion whether or not you want to go up or down on?
Well, I think that we should go up, but I'm listening. I realize that we have a lot of expenses. I know that. I mean, we all see that. I also realize that Omaha Health and Fitness isn't open, doesn't have people in the facility when they're open. That's not our problem. We still have to run the air conditioning and the heat. So I don't understand that. We just can't, you can't flip the air conditioner off when somebody leaves and then turn it on and expect to be happy with it the next time. However many people it takes to play pickleball come to play pickleball. And the argument about the doors, I'm fine with that, but we're going to have to find some hardened way to close those doors just because of the physicalness of the game. And I'm not saying that those doors, they were probably Cadillacs when they were installed, but just like many of the capital things that we have going, they are falling apart, and I understand that we can work on that. And the same way with hardening the material on those grates, I don't have a problem with, but that's not, it shouldn't be the Suburban Improvement District's total cost, and that means it shouldn't go to all of the property owners. This split, maybe we could settle at 65.
Let's just talk about our membership
Okay.
fees first. To your point, like I was asking, a lot of these people that come and play pickleball are not club members. These are daily use members. These are people that come for us to play, not for them. So why should the club be taken up completely? Why should they completely be responsible for what other daily use people
You want to
are
start with
doing? You know what I'm
daily
saying?
users?
Maybe we should have pickleballers join the health clubs and now it's tearing up our facilities.
Well, I think the majority of the
Some of
pickleballers
them
who
do.
are property owners are OHFC members. It's people that come and play from other areas. But, you know, if I invite you to my house and you play and you tear something up, then I'm going to have to fix it. That's just how that
Yeah,
works.
that's where we're charging people to come play, so that's where we take that money. I mean, I don't think I should be putting this off on the fitness club that if it's not their people, that's doing the damage. So I don't have a problem with increasing $10 a month is cheap. So I'm not opposed to $120 for a yearly membership.
Neither am I.
Joe? Okay.
Good for me.
I'm good as
Does somebody make a motion for that? Then we can start with that.
I make a motion, we increase the fees for the health club to 120 a year with the suggestions for the prorating as they go along through the year.
I was gonna do that in the second issue.
That's the second
Oh,
issue.
that's a second,
Yeah,
okay.
so just do the 120, we'll do. Mr. Dave Neville has made a motion to increase the yearly fees from $100 to $120. Is there a second?
I'd second it.
Susan seconds it. Do we need a roll call or just
Roll call.
roll call vote?
Susan Jett. Yes. David Needball.
Yes.
David Holston.
Yes.
Joe Kaiser.
Yes.
Issue 2, that passes. Issue 2, the prorate going up to $15 per month, which would make it $165 if you join in February, down to that. I guess if you're going to increase to $120, I mean, if you just increase to $10, that would be right back to where we were in February. And personally, I'm not opposed to staying at $120 and then $10 a month after that. To me, it'd be, if you join in February or January, it'd be $120.
They got the prorated. She's got the prorated now.
Yeah, at $15. So if you join in January, it's $120. If you join in February, it'd be $165 and reduce $15 a month throughout the year until we get to. Yeah, that's. Oh, no, you need. That's what I was saying. Right now, if it's $100 to join in January, in February it's $120. Am I correct? No, it's 110. Okay, it's 110. So at that point, then it's back in March, it's 100. It goes down $10 every month. $10 a month. So right now, if we go, now we're going to 120. Please. All right, so now we're going to $120. And that leaves 11 months to prorate.
Does anybody know?
We just ought to just be $10 from there on out. Join in February, it's 100.
Does
March,
anybody
90, and so forth. So that's my opinion, I think, right there.
Okay, say that again.
Does anybody know what the gym up in Highland costs a year?
30 a month.
30 a month.
They're open 24/7.
Right.
They got discounts for like teachers, police officers, firemen, email, stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So as far as the prorate, I think we'll just start prorating right from the $120 down to $10 every month after that. That makes sense?
No.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Why would you get an annual membership if you can just do it for the same price?
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to determine. If we do $15, it goes to $165 starting in February. That's what we're showing. That's what we're showing. Go to 135? Okay. All right. Hold on, everybody, please, let's get this match straight. Please. All right, what I'm saying, if we're doing $15 a month prorate, as we go, 11 times 15 is 165. Does that not make sense? It's not. That's correct. So that is what she is, this is what is proposed. It goes to 165 in February, drops $15 every month after that. That's how the math works out. So, please.
I think that's right.
That's what she has.
are going to join in January. You're going to have very few programs that will trickle in, especially if they know they have to pay a little bit more. So all I'm trying to do, $5 a month increase on a program.
Okay, so what is this 165 for February?
That would be 11.
What she's saying is it's
Yes.
$10 a month if you join in January.
January, yes.
If you join in February, it's
$15 a month,
if you
basically.
join, and that's 165.
That's
15
what-
times 11 is 165.
That's what I said.
And then it's 160 if you join in March, but it's free, so it's just, it's the
That's what I said. Second. So that is what's on the table. She's got it have this.
Okay.
Dave,
I make a motion to approve prorated.
prorate is complete. If we could, please keep it down so we can do this. I don't want to spend all day doing one thing here. 165 in February, $15 off every month after that. That's it. Dave Depot has made the motion for this, to approve this. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Susan seconds it. Roll call vote?
Susan Jett? Yes. David Depot?
Yes.
Joe Kaiser?
Yes.
Tony Stolzman?
I'll say no just to make it 3-1. so. But it's 3-1, it passes. It wouldn't matter if I voted or not at this point.
Did Joe say yes?
Yeah, Joe said yes, it passes. Now for the split. I'm personally in favor of keeping it at 50-50, especially with an increase in pay.
You're what?
I'm in favor of 50-50 split, especially with the increase in the amount of the membership.
How would you feel if a 60/40 split?
Can I ask any member? You want? Any health club members, would you be in favor of 60/40, raise your hand?
I'd rather do the 50/50.
I would, but the only caveat,
Oh,
yeah, we saw you.
okay.
Okay, the only caveat that I would ask is that the employees, the city employees, take up more responsibility. Us, we clean on a quarterly basis. We go in, but we like the city employees to actually do a little bit more. If we're receiving less, we would want them to actually go in and clean the cardio room, the weight rooms. We do that now, so we would like to ask that to be done.
I think that at any fitness center, when a person uses the equipment,
They
they
do,
clean
they
the
do,
equipment behind them.
We do.
Can I finish?
Yeah, they do.
And I think that the quarterly cleaning was something that was started by your previous secretary and her husband. It was a building and getting people working together. I don't think it's something that's required. Last year, I met with you and that same group, and our ladies are vacuuming each of the fitness centers. Mr. Rick dust mops the floor multiple times, and I think that to be critical that they're not doing enough is really kind of nasty, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm going to defend my employees. They do a good job.
No, I'm not saying anything bad about the employees. I know the ones there, and they work with us very well. But I know that the quarterly thing we started probably a couple years ago because people do wipe the equipment down, but previously the floors weren't vacuumed, things like that. That's all we ask. If it's being done, then fine. But from us knowing that it was being done, we don't believe it to be true, but I'm not berating any of your employees. We get along very good with all of them, and we appreciate that. We just want to make sure that they continue doing that.
They will.
Is there any motions on the floor?
Well, I'm just saying if we go up to 60/40 with the increased revenue, it'll give them about the same amount that they're using annually right now. That's all I'm saying on that 60/40.
Susan?
I think I agree with David.
That sounds reasonable.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Okay, so Susan makes a motion to go to the 60/40 split.
Susan made a motion to make the split 60/40 with the health club. Is there a second?
I second.
David Eagle seconds the motion. Call the vote.
Susan Jeff? Yes. David Nebel?
Yes.
Tony Stallston?
No.
Joe Kaiser?
Yes.
Passes. All right, the health club is done. Golf courses. First thing, range balls increased the large buckets from $8 to $8 to small buckets to $5.
I know that doesn't seem like much, but we went through 5,500 range balls this year. Right now, RK says about 1,200 of them have disappeared over the last 3 or 4 months. I don't know how they disappeared. They pick the range every single night. I bought balls that don't fly as well so that they won't use them to play golf, and they're still disappearing. Yeah, they're still disappearing.
I will attest to, I did talk to RK, and this is the same information I got from RK. And he's like, I don't know where these guys are going, because they're out there during the day, what do you call that, stripping the balls?
Yeah, picking-
They're out there picking these balls up all day long, and they're still coming out with, I think you say we got missing this year?
About 1,200.
Yeah, a bunch
I've
of
had
balls
to
were
purchase
missing.
range balls twice this year, when I normally have
Mike-
just purchased them once in the
Okay,
past.
excuse me, and RK did say that the cost of the range balls have also gone up, to buy, for us to buy them as well. So personally, on this issue with the range balls, I'm in favor of increasing the amount of this.
Okay, good.
Any other discussion on this?
I'm good with it.
Anybody make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Susan and Jed makes a motion to increase the range ball large buckets to $8, small buckets to $5. Do I have a second?
Second.
David Nebel seconds it. Roll call vote.
Jed, yes, I'm sorry.
I carry it.
Yeah,
Nebel?
Susan Jeff,
Yes.
David Nebel,
Yes.
Tony Stallson.
Yes.
Joe Kaiser.
Yes.
All right, the second one is going to be the recommendation is to increase the membership to $1,200 for singles, $1,800 for couples, youth at $250. Increase the capital portion of that for the singles, $400 into the capital fund, and $600 for the couple, and $100 of that from the youth. Do we have any discussion on that?
A lot of discussion.
A lot of discussion. After calling around to other golf courses, Turkey Mountain, testing, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Turkey Mountains for a non-resident is $900 a year. A single is $700. No, 700, 800 for non-resident.
One golf course, not two.
Turkey Mountain, that's what they told me. Anybody, I mean, this is what information they gave. Family is 1,200. Testing, there we go.
There you go.
All right, when I called Turkey Mountain, they told me single membership is $700, for a property owner, for a non-property owner, $800. Family, for property owners, $1,200, $1,300 for family. Is anybody over there, anybody play golf over there that knows these prices, some. And they say carts are $15 if you have your own cart, $10 a trail fee, or you can pay a yearly fee of $500 for cart rental, or $100 for trail rental for the year. That's from Turkey Mountain. Melbourne is quite a bit more expensive as far as their, if you live in the county. If you come from out of the county though, I'm not sure, I heard this guy right, but he said only $660 a year, plus $25 every time you play.
That's for out of county.
From out of county member, is that correct? Okay. So that is correct. So my concern is raising them up to such a level of $1,200 for a single, and I understand you're trying to increase the capital portion of our funds here. But I feel with these golf courses in close proximity that could force some people, or may want to cause some people, not force, cause some people to want to go somewhere else. Both courses are fine courses as well. I think we have the best one in the South course, but my fear is that there'll be people wanting to go elsewhere if they can pay a cheaper price.
You haven't been out on the North Course lately.
You know what, this good too, okay.
It's great.
No. Yeah, you're right, I played today. I think the South course is very good.
Is there going to be any public discussion about this before you guys make your decision?
No, I mean, if someone has something to say, we can ask.
Well, yeah,
At the end, we can do this at the end.
all right. Well, I want to do it before you raise the fee.
Okay.
Can I bring up something?
Yes, you can, go ahead, Joe.
I've given this a lot of
Hold on, Joe has the floor.
I've given it quite a bit of thought, and my suggestion would be maybe to up our fees on out-of-town folks that are coming in and not punish our property owners for more additional pricing. That's just me. And when we come to a reasonable, I understand everything has to go up some, but that's quite an increase. $1,800 a couple, it's $1,200 now, I think, so.
800 now.
$800. That's what
And our out-of-town people don't get memberships.
Right.
Right. Now, the
You're
other,
talking about
go up on
charging
their
more to
daily
guests
punch
than
what?
If you're gonna charge more for guests, then it's gonna be greens fee.
Right. We don't have yearly memberships for out of town, non-property owners. So what you're asking for is for our green fees to be higher for those who out of town, non-property owners.
Just throwing that out
Yes.
there, yeah. That's a thought. I don't know, it wouldn't offset that kind of money, but
Maybe you look at a $200 increase and put 100 of that extra into capital.
that's what I would look at.
So then you'd be looking at $1,000 instead of 800, and I think for 2 golf courses, that's a really great deal.
Well, I would like to see around 900. And
Then we be prepared to
1,300.
pull money out of our regular accounts to maintain the courses, because we're not inching any closer to covering our costs. That's the problem.
Okay. Like I said, my fear is going to be that with the raises, if people decide they don't want to pay that and go somewhere else, which is nearby, then our increases will be offset. I mean, the increase won't mean anything when we have less players.
Well, we've got prettier golf courses, they play better, they're maintained beautifully.
Well, that's our opinion, yeah. So,
Well, this is my take.
Share your microphone, Tony.
go ahead.
Everything's going up. I mean, we can't help it. I say property owners be $1,000 a year, property owners of couples would be $1,400, dependents would be $200, and then our annual trail
dues per cart will go to 150, the battery charging dues 150, and the annual cart storage dues go to 150.
Could I just interject?
Hold on, we need to make a motion for that. There's a motion, we have a motion for having a gentleman make a comment, anybody wants to comment?
Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so.
No, then we gotta let well, if you do it, we gotta let everybody, all the officers do it.
I just have a question while this is pertinent to this discussion.
Go ahead with the question. We'll-
I moved here in 2022, and I have been paying trail fees, $132 a year, and there has been zero work on the cart pass.
Okay.
Zero. All it is the
Okay,
flag.
all right, let's stop right there. Okay,
All right.
I got you. I understand what you're concerned about then. So, what's your name, sir?
Dean Bustopka.
And your address?
I live in Wiseman, and I own
Oh, you own a property
a
here?
property.
Okay, property. So, there has been quite a few complaints that I have also received about the car pass. Is this something that, we know asphalt is not cheap.
Well, for charging the trail fee, it should be
Right.
earmarked.
Is the trail fees earmarked for the trails? They're not? Should they be? Goes into the golf, just goes right straight to the golf account?
Yep, goes into the warrant.
Okay. Have we,
The only thing set aside for golf is the capital expenditures and that restricted account.
okay, have we looked into working on the golf trails? Car pass?
I have not.
You have not? And so if we're talking about increasing these fees, and we're not talking about improving the cart pass, I think I would have a problem with it, I understand that.
I can't give you a budget to make improvements
I understand.
if I don't know how much money I'm going to.
But we have not, okay, but the thing is, we have not done anything recently to improve the cart pass. Have we? There's been some, but overall, there's not been a lot.
We've done what we had to do to prevent damage to carts. There hasn't been money to be able to do those things.
Okay.
I agree, they need some attention.
Let's just go ahead and make a decision on this, because otherwise we're going to be here all day with everybody.
That's right.
Guys, understand, sir. It is a quick question, just, okay, quick.
Last year, we had to start paying sales tax for our
Correct. Correct, because we were paying it.
new price.
No, the sales tax is not included. So, yeah, I understand that. These are prices without, not including the sales tax. So, one more, what? Go ahead.
Hang on a second.
I think the chairman recognized.
Yeah, I recognize Jim first.
Sorry.
I didn't see that. Go ahead.
Listening to all this,
Your name is what, sir?
does it not seem logical that y'all as commissioners should have a committee meeting and bring a presentation?
Well, we don't have a golf committee anymore.
Huh?
We do not have a golf committee. All committees were disbanded earlier
I'm
this
talking
year.
about y'all having a meeting.
Yes, that's what we're doing, sir.
You're taking bits and pieces from people here, but you're the one supposed to.
That's what I'm saying, I want to get down to just, let's make a decision, and then you said, okay.
No, I don't see it.
What's it?
Larry, I've thought about this for years, and I don't understand why you have to be a property owner. You want more money, why don't you open up a membership to everybody?
That has been discussed, and I think there's been a lot of pushback for it, so I guess that's why they have it. By some other people, that property owners. I mean, I understand what you're saying, sir. I
They
understand.
don't want to increase revenue, they just want to have a course that
So,
nobody plays.
well, guests can come play, they can't, they just don't have a membership, the yearly membership. They pay a guest fee every time they come.
Right.
So we did open it up to guests to play without having a property owner with them. That was opened up. And they can come up here and play for a certain fee. So what you're asking, what you're saying is try to compete with some of these other golf courses by opening it up to having non-property owner membership fee, a membership fee.
That's what I suggested.
Okay, I understand that. So right now what we got
Is
is,
it in the bylaw years ago?
I don't think there's anything that addresses
Has to
that.
be done?
No, I don't think there's anything that addresses that. Yeah, so we need to make a decision on this. Well,
That's what I suggested.
yeah, he's saying, what he's suggesting is $1,000 for single, which is up from $800 for single membership. $1,400, which is up $200 from the previous, for the family. And for students, up to $200. What was students at? It was at 175?
170.
Oh, 170 to $200. Trail fees, 150, you said? Charging fee, up to 150? So trail fees at 150, charging fee to 150, and rental space at 150. $200 more dollars for an individual, what he's suggesting. Well, I was thinking 10%, close to 10% plus a little bit, $900 for single and 13 for family membership. Well, we could go 14, it'd be $100 a person. 900 and 1,400, 900, $1,300 is what you do? Okay. And students at 200.
Okay,
So what do you think about that?
make a motion, Joe.
Somebody makes a motion?
Make a motion, we do 900 for single, 1,300 for,
And 200 for students? That would go up from 170, $30. Trail fees would go up, how much are trail fees going up?
150.
From what?
132.
From 132, charging? $10 out too? Okay, and then rental go up to 150, is that also?
Correct.
$18 more, yeah. Okay? That, Joe, is that what you want?
That sounds good, yeah.
All right,
If somebody wants to buy a cold pack and bring it to me, I'll get my son to go out and fix it. He's not here, so I can not make him to do
there
it.
you go. So the motion by Joe is go up to 900, 1,300 for family couples, 200 for students, trail, charging, and rental fees up to 150 apiece. Is there a second?
I second that.
Dave seconds it. Roll call, please, vote.
Susan Jeff?
I wish we'd have stuck with the general manager's recommendations.
Is that a no?
Yes,
It's a yes?
it is a no.
It's a no. So Susan says no. All right?
David Eagle?
Yes.
Tony Stallsford?
Yes.
Joe Kaiser?
Yes.
Motion passes.
There was one other recommendation that I made. I've had several people ask about those rental cart.
Yearly car passes, yeah, that's on your list here. I got it. That was the fourth item there. The third item was increase,
Offer, we don't offer one now.
a 36 hole
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Yeah. to offer increase for 36 holes by $10.
That's all day play, right?
Yeah, so right now, you pay $10 more to play all day, we're suggesting you pay $20 more to play all day. So it'd be a $10 increase for what
Is
they
there a lot
offer all
of
day
people that do
play.
that? No.
I make a motion we accept the changes for the all-day
For the all-day pass?
65 for property owners, 75 for
Yes.
gas.
I'll make a second to that.
David Neal makes a motion to pay, to increase, if you could please, if you could keep the talking down, please. David Neal makes a motion for the green fees for 36 holes or all-day play, to about $10 up to $65 for property owners, $75 for guests. Who made the, seconded it? Susan J. Seconded it, we're always going to go yes, and we won't do roll call.
Susan Jett, yes. David Eagle.
Yes.
Tony Stallstead.
Yes.
Joe Kaiser.
Yes.
All right. Yearly cart pass. Did we have one before?
Never.
Yes.
What is it now?
We didn't have a yearly cart pass, we don't have one. We haven't offered that. So this has been more about the guys that have come in that are purchasing the punch cards.
Yeah.
And then they have to turn around and pay $7.50 or $15 to rent a cart. So we came up with a possibility of maybe doing some kind of package that doesn't include holidays, tournaments, it wouldn't be included for that. We could even say, not weekends, just Monday through Friday, no holidays or tournaments. But it would be an option to offer that package to those folks that don't have golf carts, don't want to buy a golf cart, don't want to spend the money to store it, maintain it, all of that stuff.
600. If you, right now they're paying $15, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You'd have to play 40 times.
Well, that would be a hard stretch for some of the folks that play golf here, because they play here 5 days a week.
That are not members?
Well, they could be members if they're buying punch cards, they're property owners.
Oh, okay, I got it. This could be for property, yeah, for those who've got membership and stuff. They're buying punch cards, they're not playing 40 times. I know that. I really do my punch card.
You might be wrong about that, we sell a lot of punch cards.
Yeah, that's good, I'm glad we saw them.
That sounds like a deal to me.
How many times you play during the year? I know you play a lot. I'm just curious,
It would just
what
be
the
an
average?
option, it wouldn't be,
It'd
might
be an
not be
option,
for
yeah.
everyone, but it would be an option.
This is not something that we've offered before. Okay,
Correct.
I got it. So,
And to have their own now would cost them $450 to store in the shed if it's electric.
all right,
So that's kind of where we came up with the 600.
so it's, so if they have a gas card, it's only $300
Correct,
for the year? Okay,
correct.
gotcha.
And we're doing all the maintenance and taking
Yeah, I
care of
got
the
it.
gas and the
So,
cards, our rental
yearly
cars,
cart,
our gas.
so this is something new, do we want to add a yearly cart pass for $600? If you can be real quick, we gotta get this done.
Also, this is very
Huh?
concerned about revenue. We can't hear you with a punch card. Or just a daily fee.
Okay.
And an annual membership.
All right. So let's, yearly car pass. Anybody want to make a motion for it?
I make a motion, we accept this at 600, it's for the Monday through Friday, no holidays, no golf tournaments.
All right, then you want to do Monday through Friday.
Right.
You have Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, excluding
Oh,
holidays.
okay.
I would say Friday would be okay.
Let's say Friday. Okay, let's just go Monday through Friday.
Except for tournaments, no holidays.
Well,
no
tournaments usually on the weekends. so-
Okay, clarification, is that $600, so that's per year, anytime they come to play golf?
They got a card, and yes, they got a pass. They don't need to pay the $15. So if they're a member, they still have to pay the $15.
No,
No.
they pay $600, they're a property
No,
owner.
I know that. What I'm saying is right now,
Yes.
if you're a member, if you paid your $800, but you came in to play, you gotta pay another 15 to get a rent a cart.
They could pay 600 and they wouldn't have to pay that.
And if they pay the 600, they don't pay anything.
They buy their own
And that's,
golf cart, you know, and
well,
buy that.
it's $450, basically, or the gas when it's $300.
Is that for a single,
For a single cart.
single player or a couple?
So if you have
Single player.
So, a single player.
two people come, they're property owners, and they want to rent a cart, it's $15 a piece, right?
If they're gonna play 18 holes,
Yeah,
it's
$15.
$15 a seat. If they play 9 holes, it's $7.50 a seat.
So,
And let's say that they rent this cart and then they want to bring someone with them. The person who sits in that second seat has to pay. They don't get to ride for free.
yeah, right, okay. So, yes, that's for, your cart pass is for you,
That's for one person.
for one person, for you to do it.
So they bring a buddy, it costs them $15 to ride.
Right. Right. That's what it is now.
Yep.
So yearly cart pass, we want to implement this.
Should we limit the number of how many we sell? I mean, I don't know if we'll be bombarded with it, but maybe there is the magic number, because we sure don't want to have them all show up and then we don't have carts for our guests.
I don't know. As I said, that's the first I've seen this, I don't know.
We can try it for a year and see what happens.
Just need a motion for that.
David Lee will make a motion, I'll second.
David, you made a motion already? David Beal makes a motion for yearly cart passes to be implemented Monday through Friday for $600 a year. Seconded by Susan Jett. Vote. Except for, as in excluding holidays and tournaments.
Okay, like it's written on here.
Right.
Friday.
But except for Friday.
Tournaments.
Right. Roll call.
Roll call. Anybody can buy the cart path, if you're gonna play 40 times.
I don't think that's the case. I think it should be for our members.
This is just for members?
Yes.
Okay, well, then, you say
Property.
property, well, property.
Property owners, yes, property owners.
Listen,
Okay. We'll do it up for price.
okay. So if I'm a property owner, but I'm not a member owner, can I still buy this pass if I think I'm gonna pay 40 times? Which I know would be kind of crazy, because then you'd probably pay more. I don't want to do that.
You'll accommodate our punch cards. Yeah, those property owners that have
It's
a
got the
punch.
punch, yeah, for those who have the punch cards, yes. So it's for property owners, just to be clarified,
Any property owner.
for any property owner, for $600 a year, yearly cart pass. Vote, please. Call for vote.
Susan says yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it passes.
Pass. We done.
Moving on to vote stickers, vote stickers is the last one here.
Well, she just was going to increase them from April to December to keep
Oh,
people
yeah.
from buying them. You know, try to encourage people to buy them before the holiday.
For the holiday.
So the proposal is annual stickers stay at $50 as long as you buy them through the end of April. After that, well, this is through April or from April?
Through April, so May 1st.
Through April. So starting May 1st, they would increase to 65.
Correct.
Please keep the talking down, please. So they would increase to $65 from May 1st to the end of December.
Correct.
And this,
Hopefully we'll encourage our people to come for the holiday.
So anyway, is there,
Memorial Day.
Joe, do you have anything to say about that?
That's fantastic.
Fantastic from Joe.
So you make that motion, Joe?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion for annual stickers for the boats to stay at $50 until April 30th, is it 31st or 30th? And at May 1st, it will go up to $65 by Joe Kaiser, seconded by David Nebo. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. That is all so far in the pricing.
Can we take 5 right?
5-minute break? Give us 5 minutes. We're just doing a restroom break.
several different ways.
Everybody, y'all here? Okay, we need attention, please. We have one new business to talk about here. As all you know, there was an incident that happened back on October 1st with the people coming from the city to come to the office to take possession of our records.
Can you elaborate? A lot of us aren't familiar with that.
Okay, well, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what happened there. What I do know is our constable, David Brewer, with a written order from the mayor, came over to the Omaha Center. And at that point, I can only tell you, I don't know exactly all that happened at that point, that he came with the Cherokee Village Police Department. Betsy, if you could tell us what happened after that, or somebody that was there.
About 2:45 on Wednesday, Mr. Gruber entered our office with 4 armed police officers from Cherokee Village. They handed out a letter that was signed by the mayor saying that Mr. David Gruber had been appointed the special administrator of the Cherokee Village Suburban Improvement District. Mr. Gruber will act as the board commissioners with all rights and privileges of the board. The authority of the existing CVSID Board of Commissioners is suspended at this time. So he laid this on the countertop. He asked for my keys, my passwords, or for me to vacate the premises. And I was informed by the police chief that if I did not comply, that I would be arrested. I did not comply.
Did you get arrested?
Okay. Then after that, they left the premises. I spoke with the mayor about what was happening and why, and he tried to explain the situation, basically what they said. And it was just like, well, we had this thing here. I said, well, why didn't anybody know about this ahead of time? And I don't know why he didn't really have an answer to that. She said that he was presented with some information and he felt compelled to sign this and to do this and bring it on. And they said, and I said, well, we are in control. He said, yes, you guys are business as usual. And I said, okay, thank you. And that's where we kind of ended it. So I said, so we didn't lose our power. They didn't take over. We did business as usual. And Mr. Gruber was informed of that he's not the special administrator, and that letter was rescinded. And so now we're back to business as usual as far as SID goes. So there is some legal, lawyers are talking back and forth right now as to why this happened and how to keep this from happening again. And that's about it. Yes, we're the elected officials. Nobody can fire or replace us except for the property owners. No one can replace the general manager except for the SID commissioners. So we do not, they cannot come in and take over. If there was something like that were to happen where they present the administrator, from what I understand, it was just to come in to help us to be in compliance if we are not in compliance of anything. But that would, in my opinion, they would need to prove that we're not in compliance before they can do such an act. But at that time, we would still be in control because we are your elected officials and we do the hiring and firing of our employees.
So have you contacted the state police?
I believe we have contacted the state police at this time, have we?
We have not. And let me say, this was not something to be played down. They were at the office for almost 45 minutes. All 3 of the ladies that work in the office were senior citizens. 2 of the ladies were physically shaken by this, for someone to come in, stand across our doors with guns on their hip, and threaten multiple times to arrest me, accused or make accusations that I would escape out the back door. Did I have keys where I could could get out and get away, acted as if I was going to destroy documents, come barging into my office behind a closed door and stood over my desk as if I was destroying documents. This is the gross injustice of authority to be able to even think that they could enforce a piece of paper. It's ridiculous. Our attorneys are looking into
So
our
just to be
options.
clear, there was no judge involved, there was no search warrant, there was no mandate from a court at
No,
all.
all that happened was the letter just said in Arkansas Code 14. I'm just saying this right here, okay? Calm down. What they're saying, I'm not trying to say that's all that happened, okay, let me rephrase this. What they're saying is, under Arkansas Code 1486.02, as amended by Act 359 of 2021, the mayor of the city of Cherokee Village, I'm appointing David Gruger, Special Administrator of Cherokee Village Urban Improvement District. He will act as Board of Commissioners with all rights and privileges of the board. The authority of this existing Board of Commissioners is suspended at this time. That is what I believe you just talked about.
Can I make a statement whenever you get?
Yeah, one thing I will state was I asked this question, I was informed of it when it was happening, and I asked this question, and I was told, no, we're not losing our authority. And I asked by what authority was it done, I was told it was done by the mayor, and that I would, and I said, well, I need to see the order. I was at the moment otherwise engaged in a meeting, and as soon as my meeting was over, I was on my way before, and by then it already ended, and then they went to City Hall, so I went to City Hall to talk to the mayor to look at this order that they had presented. So by that time, the lawyers had already got involved, and they had backed down, and they said, no, this order is no longer good and valid, and that, like you said, you have not lost your power, and so that's what I'm saying, that's where it ended right there, as far as where I was at that.
So you're saying the lawyers were called to now thing. So this trivial thing, it's trivial, is costing us now money. That's our money. That should never happen by a person of no authority, a mayor, of anything. And we're not having to pay for all this. We're already in the hole.
I think we all want to know why. What was the mayor's justification for doing such a thing?
I think that's the question we have to answer.
Go ahead.
Ask the mayor.
Yeah, well, I guess you would have to go to city council meeting. I asked the same question. Well, I asked the same question, and they said that according to some certain person's findings, that there have been reports that have not been filed by this to the state or to the county, and they're saying that under those rules, since we're not in compliance, that they can assign this, the city mayor can assign a special administrator to bring us back into compliance.
That would be after you were in front of the judge. I mean, you would make that presentation.
I'm just saying what they said. I don't agree, we don't agree with it, but that's, like I said, I always feel you're gonna have to prove to me that we're not in compliance before you can do something like this.
If I can say that our legal counsel says
Yes.
that this 1486-2102 doesn't apply to us. So that would be the reason why we have never filed that report in the 4 years that I've been here. The
Right.
county has never contacted us to say that that report was delinquent. And until the 29th of August, when it was FOIA'd, I had no idea. If this is a report that needs to be filed, we will follow the rules and do exactly what we've done with everything else in this lawsuit. It is not something that we're maliciously trying to not do. The majority of the information on the report we get from the county that we're turning around and giving back to the county. So this is not, a 50-page blood-drawn report. This is a handwritten, single-page report.
I feel that we should be given, if there's anything that we're not compliant, that we should be notified of this. It should be proven, and we should be given time to get ourselves in compliance if we did not understand that we needed to be. So like I said, the lawyers are now talking this out. I was gonna add something, you said something right, and a judge, you asked about a judge. I asked the same question, I said, what judges signed off on this order already? And they said it's not gone before a judge. So, once again, I'm like, well,
That's called martial law.
yeah, okay. No? Anything else? Okay, so that, Joe wants to say something real quick, go ahead, Joe.
It won't be quick, but I'm going to say something. Those of you who know me for the past 4 years know I'm not very quick. I was flabbergasted and blown away by what took place the other day. And I'm just going to say this, in the effort of another group or a city being concerned about something maybe that we've done wrong or failed to file, I mean, what in the world happened to kindness and integrity to be able to bring that to us and say, hey guys, this isn't correct? I would like to go on and assure you of this, that in Cherokee Village, we are not a third world country, and we do not allow coups to take place in this community. And if you are for that, then my goodness, I'm going to pray for it. Because this is not the way
To Kelly Harrison's question about any of the commissioners have any prior knowledge of this happening, no, we didn't. I can tell you I've talked with Mr. Ron Page, he did not know anything about this either. As I said, I found out as it was happening as well. I believe David got an email, did you get the email, is that what it was? Or did you get a phone call? Susan didn't know anything about it. Joe, I know didn't know anything about it either. So no, none of the commissioners knew anything about this going to happen. It just happened like, hello, here we go. Question, go ahead.
Exactly what documents are they claiming were not filed?
It's called an annual transparency report. It's called an annual transparency report. Again, it was a blank form that you pretty much fill in your commissioner's information, contact information, if you have any contracts, if you have any outstanding loans, how much you build in assessments for that year, how much are delinquent. It's just a form that you handwrite in, and it looks like it was taken there and stamped when they received it. I did get copies once it was FOIA'd at the county level. They sent me a copy of 2019 and 2020 that were filed. But again, the legal team has said that we are not required to file those. So I assume that that's why we've never heard from the county for the 4 years that they didn't receive them. I was actually here 4 years on Saturday.
How is our office staff doing now?
What?
Are they, the office staff, how are they now?
I think we've talked through it. I think that we're all still very upset that we were put in that situation.
Yes.
We don't get paid enough to be able to be threatened and have people stand over our desks with guns. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Huh?
What's going to happen?
Well, there's some investigating going on with the lawyers right now. So I don't know if we can speak on exactly what's going to happen.
We'll know more information.
We'll know more as the lawyers get back with us. Sir, you got a question?
My name is Peter Martin. I'm a councilman in Ward 4. And the council was not informed this was going to happen. I found out afterwards. We have another councilman down here. Were you informed of this happening before it happened? So that's two councilmen that weren't informed that this was going to happen. All I know is that there is a code, and we don't know if it was supposed to be followed or not. And if you read the code, it says judge, which could have been the judge of Sharp County, because your incorporation was done in Sharp County. Right. So they would be the entity that I would assume would be over you, who would initiate something like that. But the ordinance or the act also says judge or mayor. So the mayor got talked into doing something.
But he doesn't, so he does not not
I'm
need,
gonna assume it's the people that are suing everybody.
so he does not need Mr. Martin, to that question, he does not need your
Oh,
approval
no,
to
no,
do.
he is the administrator of the city.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know that the council members we didn't have any meeting saying this action is gonna be taken.
Right.
He is the executor, and that is his bailiwick.
Yeah, well, I had a couple other council members also tell me what, they did not know what was happening. Go ahead. Yes.
Mayor can take actions without council approval
Okay,
on certain items. This would probably be one of them.
right.
The council can overrule the mayor's decision with six. It'll take 3/4 vote.
Right. Okay.
In this case, it was done without city council knowing it, so there was no
Right.
debate.
They didn't have a chance to overrule it.
That's a good practice, we should notify.
All right, yeah, it seemed like they were notified, after, as.
I got notified by your board.
Okay, so you were notified by the mayor before?
No, I was
happening?
notified by somebody from your board.
Okay. I believe this lady first. Go ahead.
Well, I certainly would never want to get in disagreement with the gentleman down there. Because it was from a matter of
Yeah. There's a microphone.
So,
There's-
in my opinion,
Yeah.
with the settlement agreement that took place, and the reason I know a lot about that settlement agreement, because it was being finalized right about the exact same time we were looking at buying a house here. And we were extremely concerned about how that settlement went. Because if it got in a direction that we were not comfortable, that there would be golf courses, and a lot of the facilities and the things that we have here, we would not fall here. So I was very concerned about that agreement. It's my opinion that when that agreement was finalized, there is no legal authority for the mayor over this particular organization. It is not the same as Turkey Creek. It is not the same as a lot of these other things. It existed long before Cherokee Village, and I don't believe the mayor has any legal authority to do what happened. My personal opinion, and we'll leave it there.
Peter,
Yeah, yes.
is that correct? I mean, you,
Well, it would be questionable because,
It's questionable.
like I said, the act said that it's the judge or the mayor of whatever village it was. So from what that statement was, and you all have a copy of it, I believe, that's where the confusion came in. I talked to the county judge and asked him about the authority because when the incorporation was made, it was made through Sharp County. So Sharp County, it goes state, county, and then SID. So county is still over SID if there's anything to be done, as far as I'm concerned, because that's where the incorporation was done.
Yep, that's how our attorney
Thank you.
explained it as well.
yes,
What
ma'am.
prompted this action on the mayor's behalf? I mean,
You
why-
have to ask him.
You'd have to ask the mayor.
We all have our ideas,
We
trust me.
all want to know, what did he?
When you find out, let us know.
I mean, did he have like a reflection, a visit from ghosts past? I mean, what?
Well, as I explained,
What happened?
Constable Brewer came with him with information, and it went from there. I mean, I'm sure, as everybody's saying, there's plenty of questions being asked now. He came with it. I'm with everybody else. I just wish we'd have been informed ahead of time to these actions, and then we could have probably taken care of this a lot easier. Just go ahead. Go
You guys
ahead.
have asked what the mayor thought. The 13th is Monday. Ask Peter Martin, they have a working meeting, open to the public, on Monday the 13th. City council meeting will be the 16th. Both of them starting at 6 o'clock. So if you want to come in and ask the mayor specifically, those are your 2 times to do it.
The working meeting is going to be your best bet because by the time it gets to city council, this whole group will be in that chamber
So if you actually want to get an audience with these people, that Monday of the working meeting is your best bet to go in and actually have your voice
Can you
heard.
repeat those dates, please?
The 13th is Monday, and that's at 6 o'clock, and the 16th, I think.
The third Thursday.
The third Thursday, 16th at 6 o'clock. So please come, please voice your opinion, and that's where you'll get your answers.
Correct.
How much for your request cost?
Well, let me,
He said, yes, never saying this. Go ahead.
lately, no. I have a tough time saying things correctly sometimes. But what we have going on here, a lot of this comes from multiple FOIA requests. Just in this week alone, we've had 6 FOIA requests from 3 certain individuals. No, in the last week.
No, that's right.
Today I've had 6.
And this, people, you don't realize how much this costs you, the property owners, when we get these FOIA requests, which a lot of the times, the people can go online, go to our website or the county's website and get this information. But instead, they would rather have us do their dirty work. It's getting old. This stuff has to cease. It's old.
Like Joe said, like you said.
Need to be civil. If you've got a question, come ask.
I just asked.
We are right up front about everything. We are not hiding anything. We haven't for 4 years. Our thing is to get this SID up and running and get it running right with the proper laws and bylaws. So if you ever have a question, ask any one of us. We will give you the answer up front. But these FOIAs are crazy. Some of them are repeats. If they don't like what they hear, they come back and give us another one. And it's costing us attorney fees. I mean, us, property owners. So basically, this is where this action came from the mayor. It's through a FOIA from Mr. Gruber. I'm going to be right up front about it. It's Mr. Gruber. He did not inform us that we were not within specs. If we had been told that we were not following the law, we would have got it in shape and got it straightened out. But no, they got to go and pull this stunt. And that is exactly what it is, a stunt to get people going and divide this community more. That's all they're doing is dividing us. They have them over there and us over here. And it's got to stop.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Through all of this, is there going to eliminate Mr. Gruber for?
It's up to Mr. Gruber.
We cannot
It's
stop.
a lawsuit.
I mean, everybody has the right to run, everybody has the right to vote or not vote for somebody.
It might be
Well,
up to
he's
the
trying to
attorney.
do
It could be, it could be up to the attorney, I don't know. Huh?
If he's trying to rip us apart, why would we want him to
Well, that's voting, that's what you vote for. Everybody votes for what they should vote. Anybody else?
Well, I would like to thank Betsy for standing up and not giving in and standing up. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up?
Yes.
You know, my husband and I
Yeah.
moved here as residents just 45 years ago, so there's a lot we don't know. But it's hard for us to find out, and there's so many rumors. Suggestions is, please invest in a better sound system, please.
I know you don't know that believe this, but we
This is
are
better.
starting some research. We like that TV thing that we
That's
have.
not right, but I mean, you know, I can't be at every meeting, trying to watch those videos is like nails on the top. Also, it would be helpful if minutes were a little more detailed and posted more quickly.
Thank you. I use all my words, and some people don't use all my words.
And, you go by bylaws, can they be put on the website?
That's what
Well,
we're.
that's what we're working on. We're trying to get this whole bylaw thing all taken care of so that we can put it on the website.
That's what we postponed till October.
Can we look into a newsletter?
Okay, so now the newsletter means, cost of sending it out. Is that what you mean? Email newsletter? Well, okay, well, it depends on how, I mean, that would take staffing. We have volunteers already, maybe we can. It's a possibility we could do that.
My cousin in Memphis lives in a neighborhood of 1,000 people, and they have a newsletter.
Okay, Ms. H.
What I
Are you volunteering?
She did.
But-
Everybody here, read their email so we can get a database.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I believe we've been trying to do that.
I do 35 in our database.
Consistency.
I think there's 35 emails that I have in our database.
Did we on the sign-up sheet put that on there too? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
send
We're still doing that?
emails, we take the sign-in sheet back and we load
But
it
if we
into
can't
our
read,
mass every time.
Yeah, you gotta make sure it's legible so we can see what the email is when you're signing.
But all we really get there is the agenda, that's.
Yeah, I was thinking, so we're saying, but we
We haven't started a newsletter, but we could put it on the list of ideas.
and we can get somebody to do it. I mean, it's.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Yeah, she's doing
I'm not here,
some.
not here, I don't volunteer.
Okay. Is there, do we need anything else to say?
No.
Anybody else? I'm sorry, this,
When
yeah.
exactly will the bylaw be ready? Because we can interact, we don't know the bylaw.
we're
We're hoping next month.
hoping that,
Like I
within the
said,
next
we've been
month or
working on
two.
today.
Within the next month or two, we need to get all these, I mean, it's pretty comprehensive, what we're doing this time. It's not just to take something and try to adopt it, this is actually something we're really diving into each and every little, situation that we can do.
Anything that they have signed over the last 4 years that's been addressed is on our website.
So,
So
yeah,
they're taking what's on the website and then trying to add more stuff to it and make it a better format, more comprehensive.
so we're working on all that right now to get this
But
started.
so far, what's out there is on the website.
Okay. I appreciate everybody, we have a motion to adjourn. Oh, wait a minute, we got,
Monday is Columbus Day, but it is my understanding that there are still working meetings through
Okay.
the council. I highly encourage everybody to go. This is the most packed I've ever seen this room. And I think it is super important that we do this more often because we need this. We need everybody.
did you have something to say? Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't use the microphone, you got.
They have to use microphones.
All right.
Your voice.
Hi, good evening.
Come here, just come on.
Hold it close to your mouth.
Okay, hi, I'm Kathy Ingles, and I live on Lake Omaha. And the reason I came up here is just to very briefly say that what happened in Betsy's office was avoidable, and the rules of civil procedure, court decorum, and other things according to law usually require a notice, and if they don't, if they didn't put that in the Arkansas code, and I don't think they did, it just said it was a non-compliance issue according to the facts. I think that, just as a matter of course, it should have been done. It's what's usually done. It's what judges like to see. They don't want this stuff brought in front of them. They'd rather see people deal with it and work together. I worked as a mediator for Iowa Human Rights Commission and got paid $50 an hour to, say, I understand what you're saying and I hear you're saying this. That's the sort of thing that should have happened. And Dave, being a constable, he just reads the law and he wants people to follow it. And he did what they said. Betsy wasn't trained by the last GM here. That guy got out of town pretty quick. So, that being said, go ahead, adjourn the meeting, and I just would encourage everybody to stay out of the lawyer's office and try and work it out.
I want to say something real quick before we go. I want to say thank you to the Stark County Sheriff's Office, our patrolmen that have been in here for this entire meeting. Thank you to Sheriff Russell for providing that for us. You would hate to think you'd be in a world where you would need police protection, but we are. And I am very thankful for our sheriff's department and what they do for us. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
I would also like to add, I'd like to thank everybody that came tonight for acting civilly and for us not to get out of hand. I mean, I know when you get such a big crowd and such a touchy subject, it tends to get a little tense, and you all done a great job of expressing your opinions and your voice and helping us out. I really appreciate that. Also hope that, like to, I guess the SID, or us, all of us would like to apologize to the ladies in the office for what they've had to go through. And that, I hope that this hasn't been too traumatic for them, that they continue to they do a great job in there in the office. Do we have any other things before we make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
David Neal's make a motion to adjourn.